America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, it's what is it? It's Wednesday morning. I apologize. Welcome to Contract with Joe Walsh, everybody. I apologize for this shot. As you can see for today's show, I'm on the road. I'm in the car, and I've got a big, ugly brown box behind me. I am in the road, driving in the middle of Ohio this Wednesday morning. Apologize for the big, ugly brown box behind me. I'm schlepping some stuff across the country. Was in Columbus last night speaking to some good, God-fearing Americans. Good to be with you this Wednesday. So apologize for the shot. Apologize if it doesn't sound that great, but Keith will make it sound really damn great. Only a few quick things I wanted to get to this Wednesday morning, in no particular order. I've got a good friend who I follow, Andy Ostroy, on all of the social media platforms, Substack and the rest. And Andy this morning put out a tweet referring to yesterday, referring to Trump. I mean, getting down on his knees and embracing that butcher, the Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, call him. And there Trump was in the Oval Office with Saudi Crown Prince MBS, and Donald Trump, baby, it was Hosanna everything. Trump spent their 30 minutes or so in front of the media, Trump down on his knees, bowing and worshiping MBS, the Saudi Crown Prince. And Andy Ostroy tweeted something to the effect of, boy, yesterday was one of the most disgusting days in the Oval Office, one of the most embarrassing moments in American political history. Trump and MBS, Andy Ostroy called it a shit stain on the presidency. I should add that then Trump had a big state dinner last night. All the bells and whistles, and business leaders and political leaders and others came to the state dinner to honor this butcher, the Saudi Crown Prince. And I said to Andy Ostroy, yeah, it was embarrassing, and it was a disgusting display. And yes, Trump in the Oval Office, what he did, I mean, having MBS there, then what he did, more importantly, what he did to the Saudi Crown Prince, I mean, just genuflecting and right, contrasted with how Trump handled Zelensky in the Oval Office so many months ago. It was indeed a shit stain on the presidency. But I said to Andy Ostroy, come on now. Come on now, Andy, my friend. Every day with Trump in the White House is embarrassing. Every day with Trump in the White House is disgusting. Every day that Donald Trump is in the White House, it is a shit stain on the presidency. Man, line it up, right? Put this one on a list, Andy. Put yesterday on a list. Nothing unusual. What did Trump do yesterday? Trump had a tyrant. This was an Islamic tyrant. Trump had a butcher, a killer. This was an Islamic butcher and killer in the White House yesterday, and Donald Trump just ate it up, praised him to the high heavens. That's what Trump does. That's what Trump is. Donald Trump loves dictators. He loves authoritarians. He gets off on. Trump gets off on praising and genuflecting in front of tyrants and dictators. And so he did the same thing yesterday with that butcher from Saudi Arabia. I also, though, do need to add that Donald Trump, yesterday was Tuesday, and because it was Tuesday, Trump lied again yesterday. Trump actually, when he was asked about the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi a few years ago, a murder that MBS personally ordered. MBS personally, factually, historically ordered the butchering and the dismembering of journalist Khashoggi. Trump yesterday told the world that Khashoggi had nothing to do, MBS had nothing to do with Khashoggi's killing. He had nothing to do with it, Trump said yesterday. I mean, so think about that, right? As Trump takes Putin's side over the good people of Ukraine, as Trump takes Putin's side over Zelensky, and he has every single day. Yesterday in the Oval Office, Trump sided with the butcher, the killer, the Saudi crown prince, and threw Jamal Khashoggi under the bus. I mean, just lied, openly lied, and said the Saudi crown prince had nothing to do with that horrible killing of a few years ago. That horrible killing of a journalist. So yes, America and the world, Trump lied, and yes, America and the world. What happened in the Oval Office, it was an ugly, embarrassing, disgusting display. Donald Trump embarrassed America once again. Shameful, a shameful day in American history once again. Apologize for the shot. But it's one of many, guys. Every single day he's in the White House, he's lying. Every single day he's in the White House, he's bringing great shame to this country. My friend Andy Ostroy, yesterday was nothing different. Topic number 2 this Wednesday. And thank you for joining, everybody. I'm in the car. I'm on the road this morning. Couldn't prevent it. I got a big, ugly brown box behind me. It's got stuff in there that I got to put into storage, so I apologize for the shot. The second quick topic I want to get to, the Epstein files, baby. Pretty much the entire House yesterday voted to release all the Epstein files. And then in a nanosecond, the Senate didn't even bother to conduct a vote. They just passed it. They just got it. It got put on the table of the United States Senate. The United States Senate, like a hot potato, said, I want that off of my table. Go ahead, release the Epstein files. The Senate, in a nanosecond, without even having to take a vote, the Senate last night voted to pass them approving, go ahead, release all of the Epstein files. I mean, in a way, it's really something, isn't it? All of this happening in one day. Uh, the House and the Senate, go ahead, release the files. When you think about where we've been, when you think that the guy in the White House has done everything humanly possible to prevent those Epstein files from ever seeing the light of day. And as we talked about last week, and as Lev Parnas talked about yesterday, this was a train the president couldn't stop. This was a train Trump couldn't stop. The vote to release the Epstein files, that was a train ultimately Trump couldn't stop. Credit goes to Republican Congressman from Kentucky, Thomas Massie, and the few Republicans who've consistently joined him. Obviously, all the Democrats have been on board from day one. Trump did not want and does not want these Epstein files made public. That's still the story. And as we wake up and get about our lives this Wednesday, that's still the story. No matter what the House and the Senate did yesterday, the story is this: Trump does not want those files public. He wants those files hidden. He does not want the American people seeing what's in those files. There is something in those files that is awesomely embarrassing to Trump. There is something in those files that scares the fuck out of Donald Trump. Pam Bondi knows what's in those files. Speaker Mike Johnson knows what's in those files. Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, knows what's in those files. And so as I come speak to you from the road this Wednesday on the Social Contract with Joe Walsh, I still don't think the Epstein files are in fact going to see the light of day. So now it's been, because of what the House and the Senate did, now it'll be put on Trump's desk, directing the Attorney General to release the files. Trump said yesterday, but, right, doesn't matter what Trump says. Trump lies as he breathes. It doesn't matter. It's never mattered what Donald Trump has said. But Trump said, kind of in a throwaway fashion yesterday, oh, sure, I'll sign it if it's on my desk. Well, two things. He may or he may not. But remember what, again, we've talked about before, remember what happened last week. Remember what Trump's fallback is here. Remember what Pam Bondi's plan B is here. And always remember, Pam Bondi is not the Attorney General. As I come to you from the road this Wednesday morning, I come to you, right, with the same old story. America doesn't have an Attorney General. This is what America looks like without an Attorney General. I'll do you one better. This is what America looks like when the Justice Department is Donald Trump's private law firm. So remember that as I tell you the following. Last week, Trump ordered Pam Bondi to launch a new Epstein investigation. And you might have thought that was odd and weird. Why did Trump do that? And the investigation, again, directed Pam Bondi, launch an investigation, and I want to go after all the Democratic politicians and people and leaders who had any relationship with Epstein. It was all about going after Democrats and Epstein. But the reason Trump directed Pam Bondi to start a new Epstein investigation last week was because of where we are now. It's not to get to the bottom of anything. It's not to investigate anything. It's to keep the Epstein files hidden. Because right now, and it could happen today, It could happen tomorrow. It could happen during my show right now. Again, I don't know how it will play out. Trump might sign it. Trump might not sign what's on his desk. But we're going to see Pam Bondi's face in front of a camera today or tomorrow. Maybe before Thanksgiving. Maybe right maybe right after Thanksgiving. And Pam Bondi's going to say, look, I respect what the House and the Senate just did, but my hands are tied. I can't release the Epstein files, any of them, because doggone it, we've got investigation. There's an active investigation right now. We can't release the files. The files are privy to that investigation. I'm sorry. Sorry, would love to. Love your show, but we can't release the files. Ongoing investigation. That's what Pam Bondi's going to say. By the way, important point, whenever MAGA and whenever Trump supporters say, Joe, how come Biden and Merrick Garland didn't release the files? Well, in fact, there was still an ongoing Epstein investigation during almost all of Joe Biden's presidency. The files couldn't be released because the Epstein investigation was still ongoing. And even when Ghislaine Maxwell appealed her verdict, she appealed it, keeping the investigation going. So for almost all of Biden's presidency, they could not release any of the Epstein files because of the active investigations. Well, the investigations stopped. But Trump, knowing that, Pam Bondi knowing that, both of them knowing what's in the Epstein files about Trump, knowing what scares the fuck out of Trump that's in those files, knowing that for the past almost year, there's been no active investigation vis-a-vis Epstein. Trump and Bondi last week started an investigation. A purposeless and a meaningless investigation, but an investigation nonetheless, giving Pam Bondi the ability to say, can't release the files. Sorry. And I fully expect somehow that's what's going to happen. And this thing will just peter out. Which, look, it'll peter out, but the pressure will still be out there. The pressure to release the files will still be out there, and people are still going to make stink. And I don't know, maybe the pressure could get so great politically on Trump and Republicans that Trump would say, fuck it, stop the investigation, release the files. I don't know. We'll watch it. It leads me to my third point that I want to make. I want us to all slow down a little bit here when we all say, and I'm hearing a lot of people saying that MAGA is cracking up and Trump's base of support is leaving him, and hi-ho, the witch is dead. Finally, Donald Trump is going to lose his hold on his cultish base, and everybody in MAGA is going to go their own separate ways, and Trump is a lame duck, and Trump no longer has influence, and this is finally the end of Donald Trump's hold on the Republican Party. I want you to stop all of that, because you're getting way ahead of yourselves. Stop that. I want to remind everybody, Donald Trump right now today is by far the single most powerful Republican. He is a cult leader. He has a hold on the Republican Party base that nobody else has. This is his political party. And that hasn't changed. And that's not gonna change as long as he's in the White House. No matter what Marjorie Taylor Greene says, no matter what Tucker Carlson says, no matter what any of these Republicans say, this is Trump's party, no matter what goes on with the Epstein files. Man, stop for a moment. Trump lost an election, tried to overthrow that election, and the base stuck with him. Donald Trump's we've been here before. There have been a million moments in time these past 10 years where you and I, a bunch of us thought that's it, that's the end of Trump. And it wasn't. He's not gonna lose his hold on the party because of some dead pedophile. Stop that. What you're seeing happen right now with Marjorie Taylor Greene and others is everybody trying to assert themselves to be the man or the woman after Trump, next to Trump, below Trump, on their knees in front of Trump, getting Trump's blessing, getting Trump's praise. You're going to see the competition heat up for all of that to be the MAGA man or woman who will be the number two, who will replace Trump, who will come after Trump. But whoever that person is still has to have Trump's blessing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker, all of these, J.D. Vance, none of these people can turn on Trump. They can't separate themselves from Trump. They have to have Trump's blessing if they want to run for president in 28, if they want to get elected to the Senate or the House in 26 and 28. They all have to have Trump's blessing. This is not the end of Trump. In fact, I'd say paradoxically, everything that's going on right now, the infighting that we're seeing in MAGA world right now, it in fact just shows Trump's strength. None of them are attacking Trump. Did you see damn near every Republican but one in the House yesterday voted to release the files? They all said, though, release the files, but they all said this proves, how great Trump is. Donald Trump said release the files, so we're going to release the files. Nancy Mace and others said Donald Trump is so strong, and this shows that Donald Trump stands with women. They're all spinning it like this is some great victory for Trump. This just shows the strength of Trump. We're going to see MAGA world beat each other up in the next 2 to 3 years. They're not going to beat Trump up. They're going to beat themselves up because the king, their cult leader, in all likelihood, can't and won't run for president in 20. So they just want to be one of the most important voices and faces in Trump world once that actually happens. And so that's why they're beating on each other now. But don't you dare get ahead of your skis and even begin to think like anything like is the end of Donald Trump. That ain't the case. Hey, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop here, a little short today, because I got this ugly brown box behind me, and I know that this is not the greatest shot and or the greatest sound quality. I apologize because I'm on the road right now in the great state of Ohio, soon to be in the great state of Indiana, on my way to my home state of Illinois. Thank you for listening this morning. As always, please check out my Substack and subscribe to my Substack, socialcontractwithjoewalsh.substack.com. I need you to do me a favor. If you like my voice, please consider subscribing. It helps to keep my voice out there so that I don't have to have a big, ugly brown box behind me every day. Think about subscribing. As always, if you want to shoot me an email, do the social contract The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. All one word. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. Love you, baby. Thanks for listening. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.